Mm. Hey there. Hi there.
Isn't there
Hello.
something that goes, hey there, hi there, ho there?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, I'll pop over to YouTube and see if we're live.
You are live.
Yay! Anybody with us?
Oh, look at all those cute little pictures of the little boy.
I know. He's
Well,
not
there's 2
little.
watching, but that might just be me and you.
Right. Yes. That's probably what it is. Let's see. I was wanting to kind of.
Hello, Cheryl. Cheryl Wolf is joining us.
Hi, Cheryl.
In case you thought I was, really excited about you. Just
I didn't
kidding.
want you to think I was excited about you. I just gotta, let's be
I'm
honest here.
excited about you, but I already gave you that greeting. Hi.
What?
How are you tonight, Cheryl? What are you up to? Besides listening to us be silly.
Oh gosh. Did I say this kit was called Little Spring?
A Little Spring.
A Little Spring. Okay. Got
It's
it.
a cute sneak preview of A Little Spring by Allison Pennington.
Okay.
So what have you been up to lately, Cheryl? You've been scrapping a lot? You've been hanging a lot?
Are you talking to the other Cheryl?
I'm
Cheryl
talking to you.
to me?
To you.
Well, I was doing really good. I was doing Calvin ball, and my goal was to scrap one layout per day. So I've been 31 layouts in March.
Mhm.
Instead of like trying to get the most points, I was just going for, every day.
Mhm.
And I made it to 20. And then other stuff came up, and I had to
20 is
just.
awesome.
Mhm. And I mean, I still feel really good about it.
You
And
should.
so, okay, let me delete
It's
that. Run
probably
over
more than I
here.
scrapped this last bit. So
It,
there you
it, it
go.
did feel good. It was fun, just to kind of get in there and play.
Mhm.
So, okay, Lord, where did I unzip this to? There it is.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Renee. Yeah, I feel that trying to stay awake.
Oh,
I was telling Cheryl we had a tornado warning. Renee, did you get one too? We had a tornado warning at 11 p.m. and we just gotten everybody to bed. The kids are in bed and we're like, okay, we're going to bed. The storm just seems to be rain. And then the tornado warning came through, so we had to get everybody down to the basement. And then, it was like midnight. Actually, it was
right.
later than midnight because it was midnight by the time we got the kids back to bed and everything. And then school was at the same time this morning. That was not fair.
You're like, no.
I deserved a delay. All these kids did. My child was telling me that the entire middle school was dragging.
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
yeah, nobody was very awake, and everybody was just kind of like, huh?
You're like, I'm so tired. He's so very tired.
Oh, Renee had just severe thunderstorm warnings. I learned a new term, and I don't know if you've heard it before, Cheryl, because you're get hurricane area stuff, so maybe. But I
Right.
had never heard of, is it PDS? And
Yes.
it's oh crap, now
P.
I forgot what it is.
I knew it. I knew it for a short period of time, but I knew it.
I did know it. It is a particularly dangerous situation.
Oh,
And I have to say, that might be my new favorite phrase because I think sometimes my life is just a PDS.
right. I,
Uh,
I agree. I think your life is.
I appreciate that.
Okay, I'm going to take
Uh,
out that one since it's a duplicate, and I'll just make a little
Renee said they still had heavy rain until about 2. Yeah, I don't know when our rain ended. Like we had to shut all of the windows and because it was too loud and it was like sideways rain. It wasn't straight down rain. So it
Right.
was too much and it was trying to get everything wet and I fell asleep to that just after probably around 2. It was still raining. It was crazy. There was a tornado that touched down, not in my area thankfully. It was north of Indy, but
Okay.
whew.
I want to
And
cover up the van in that picture. I don't like
and then there was the picture of the semi trucks.
that. Oh,
5 semi trucks got flipped over.
yikes.
Yeah. They were like empty traveling on the freeway and a gust of wind came up in Indiana, just flipped them over and I was like, "Whoa."
Dude. You're
Kim,
like,
I'm with you. We should totally make it a thing. Like if somebody says to you, "How are you?" You reply, "I'm in a PDS."
they'll probably think she's saying PMS.
That's true. That's why we have to normalize it.
Okay, so this is a little sneaky peeky of the feature designer kit that will be going live. So it's called A Little Spring by Allison Pennington, and it has fun solids. And of course, her papers are always just
Papers,
incredible.
papers, papers.
And normally I would probably scrap Olivia with this because it's kind of, the pastel spring, but I'm feeling rebellious about it. And so I'm going to I'm using it for what I want to use it for.
Feeling a Daniel today.
Yeah.
I
We're
plan on
talking
using it to
Daniel.
scrap the storm last night, so
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, and this wasn't even in spring. This was in September. So,
Well, that's like second spring for Florida, right?
right. So I'm just going to use different, um, like this says, "Hey Raindrop," which I think is so cute. So I'm going to make it bigger. And I just want to point out for those who maybe are new to Creative Cloud or PSE, I have all my kits contents brought in as a smart object. So then I can enlarge them or minimize them without making them get all crazy pixelated. So
So
that's
Kim
just a
says,
little tip.
not at her age. There's no PMS there. Renee, I'm glad
Oh,
that you did not have the tornado. She said southwestern Ohio had one. I checked in with one of our designers who lives in Ohio, and she's good too.
good, good. Want everybody to be safe.
I know.
I'm just,
Luckily, with all the storms, like, so we were listening to this one YouTube channel guy who like works with all these meteorologists and storm chasers and stuff, and it was a little overwhelming, so I had to turn it off after a while. But my husband was watched it like all night, and there was one point where he went, "Okay, we only have 10 tornado warnings now." Wait, what? You still have 10 and you're like, "Only?" Like, where does that happen?
oh,
It reminded me of Twister, like the first one, where they're like,
oh,
"It's going to be a really crazy day today." Yeah.
yeah,
There were
for sure.
so many tornado warnings all over the place.
Oh my gosh, look at that little scallop piece. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Renee says it was just last year around this time that we did have one. Oh
Ugh,
man.
scary. Scary, scary. Okay, I think I'm going to put, wasn't that cute?
I was talking with the crossing guard,
Uh-huh.
which is a hilarious thing to say. But
Just
me and the
talking to
crossing
him.
guard and this other lady who walks her kids to school, we're all sitting there just talking at the corner, watching the cars go to school because he doesn't have a lot of kids he has to cross. He just has a couple.
Yeah.
And so after they're done, he just has to hang out there until, time's up in case an extra one comes. But So we were just sitting there talking away about the storm and everything. But yeah, we were talking all about that this morning and how, so far our town seems okay. We've got a little bit of flooding going on.
Yeah.
And if we get more storms like we're supposed, well, it's raining right now, which concerns me. And I guess it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. And I'm like, we're going to have flooding. This is not good.
No.
The
I
ground is saturated.
wouldn't.
There's nowhere for it to go.
It's gotta do something else.
Yeah. Renee says she was watching Channel 7 out of Dayton because they were on all night. Yeah, our local one was on. They started at like 6 o'clock or something, and then they stayed on until about 11, and then they kicked off. And I was like, but there's still stuff going on. Why are you off?
Come
And I
back.
thought, maybe they just want me to go to bed. So,
You're like, no, come back.
Do you ever feel like that? And you're like, oh, maybe that's the sign I'm supposed to go to bed now.
Yeah, I usually ignore it.
Oh, I absolutely am horrible at ignoring it, but it doesn't mean that it didn't happen.
Okay. She has such great I'm just so confused. I don't know what to use.
I'm so
So many
confused.
things. So many things.
Sorry, that was just really funny. I'm so confused. It's not that you're confused, you just have so many options.
Options, options.
Options are good.
Oh my gosh. These little beads.
So do you guys ever start with an idea that you want to use a particular template or template set and you start pulling photos and then you go, oh wait, how many photos were in that template? Let me go back and double check.
You're like, I was going to use that, but yeah.
Well, and I do it both ways. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I just pulled 6 photos to use and the template I was going to use has a spot for 3. Or I'm like, oh, I just pulled my 3 favorite photos or my 2 favorite photos. I'm like, oh, I was going to use this template and it has a spot for like 7 photos. All right, let me rethink that.
Right.
Um, so Kim, I have never scrolled TikTok so long that a video comes up and tells me to go to bed. Yes, Bethany, we are still live. However,
Woohoo!
I put a
Bethany!
limit on
We
my
haven't seen
TikTok.
her in a while. Go ahead.
I apparently put child limits on my TikTok at some point to send me to bed. Not send me to bed, but like after an hour, it's like, are you still playing on TikTok? You've been on for an hour. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And then you have to, I mean, it's stupid. You have to type in 1, 2, 3, 4, but it makes you consciously stop and go, oh, do I really want to stay back on TikTok?
You're like, I usually
Yeah.
ignore all those things that I've set up as
I usually
safety
do
measures. I'm like,
too.
I've changed my mind. I don't want you to tell me that. I'm having a great time right now.
Yeah, I usually do. And then I'm like, no, I did this for my own mental health,
Right?
stop. So I so I'm just like, nope. So I do that. Do you know what I've been doing on TikTok lately that I absolutely love and adore?
What?
I somehow am in like this world live TikTok. And so the lives that I get are like people just walking down the street in like
Oh,
Paris, or I watched the sunset in Hawaii the other night, or I
oh,
had breakfast in Costa Rica the other morning. Like it's just all these people who are in their country who are just like, "Hey, share my little part of the day with me." And so I went walking down Paris at night the other day with somebody. Yeah, it was fun. It's
interesting.
fascinating. I don't know how I ended up on this TikTok, but I absolutely love and adore it. I'm like, this is so much fun. Look at all these people just living normal lives. And like one
Right?
day I went shopping with somebody in China. He went to the grocery store.
And you're like,
So
buy
I,
that, buy that.
I'm like, it's fun. Kim says she's gotten those too. It's so cool. It is so cool. Like I'm like, it's just like a little bit of life that's not here. It's not my normal life and it's
Right?
not US. Even Hawaii, it's a little US, but there's still a lot of differences. So it's fun. Kim says she should do that. I was probably reading some article about how to keep your teen from scrolling TikTok too much, and my
Mm.
teen doesn't have TikTok, so I put it on myself.
You're like, it's just for me.
It's just for me. You know me, you see me. I feel seen.
You're like, I feel seen now.
I feel seen. See, Bethany should do that when she's, not in the US. She should be like, "Hey, scrappy friends, let me take you on a walk."
Let's go on a walk.
Let's go on a walk down my street. Check out how cool this is. I mean, usually they're down in more like, I mean, sometimes on the streets, but you can't, like, it would be like going down Bourbon Street in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So it's a more famous street, but it's still like you can't
Yeah.
narrow down that they live exactly here.
You got to be careful. Bourbon
Yeah.
Street.
Whoa.
Even during the day. Even during the day.
I did Bourbon Street.
I
Did I
did it
tell
during
you
the
about
day when I
Bourbon
was
Street?
like 17, and I was walking down and I was like, "Oh, hey. Hey. Hey." My mom's like, "Keep walking. Look to the right."
Um, Cheryl,
Mhm.
I took my 14-year-old down Bourbon Street when we were out in New Orleans. It was not good.
Yeah,
But
he got an eyeful.
he did. He said, "Yeah, can we take a different route back?" I'm like, "I love you, child. You're amazing."
Oh.
So Bethany says, "Want to experience an earthquake with me?" Sure. Are you in the middle of an earthquake warning, or is it happening currently?
Yeah,
Because
Courtney needs it to be live.
actually, I was watching a video where they were having an earthquake, and it was some fancy schmancy person who had like rented this. I say fancy schmancy because they were in like a penthouse rooftop pool, and they were like, "Check out this view," and then all of a sudden she's like, "Why is my view moving?"
Oh, okay. Or like all of
And
a
then
sudden,
you're
like,
watching the pool start splash, splash, splash. You're like, "Oh, that's why your view's moving. You're in an earthquake."
not
It may have been
fun.
that one, Bethany, because it wasn't here in the U.S. She says they had a major one last week.
Ugh,
But yeah, so she was on the top of a building and it looked like she was on like a cruise ship or something with the way that the water was splashing all over the place.
yuck.
Renee says March 14th, an EF3 tornado hit the ground just east of her town, stayed down for 45 minutes, damaging 2 counties, 3 deaths, and the lake has never looked the same. I
Oh,
bet. Oh, the Indian Lake area. Sorry. I, I assume you mean the area doesn't look the same. Also, I went, wow, I guess it would change a lake. 7.7 or 8.2. That's crazy, Bethany.
mm-mm-mm.
I've been in one earthquake, and it was in New York City, of all places.
New York City.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Do you
you're
remember
fine.
that old commercial?
Yes,
New
in
York
fact,
City.
I'm on documentary YouTube. I have a lot of weird things I watch, people. I fully admit it.
Yes, I
And
do
there was
too.
a thing about how paste picante sauce came to be made and the whole New York City thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I remember that tagline.
Yes.
Kim, yes, there was one guy in the pool. Yeah. She's like, I think I saw that. Yeah, it was scary. Oh, okay. It's both a town and a lake. A resort area on Route 33 between a town that I don't know that I should try and Columbus. Wapak?
Okay. So I want to use this as the title, but I just want it to be showers because it's not. Maybe I should just use the alpha. Let me see what alpha is. I could do fall showers.
You
Yes,
could do
that's
fall
what I'll do.
showers.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to know my tip and trick for that sort of a thing?
What?
So when I have something like that and I'm like, oh, I really like this part of the word art, but it's not the actual alpha, like it's something the designer made,
Right.
then I'll check and see if their alpha goes with it. And if not, like where this is a non-script font, I'll go pull like a fun script font so you get the
Right.
contrast. So that's my little
Yeah.
tip tonight.
Oh. Well, right now I am going to just
The
get
alpha would probably work with it too, though.
just gonna have the showers part of it. And then I'll pull in because these are going to be, oh shoot, F-A-L. Where are you, little L?
Oh yeah, Bethany says there's a ton of rooftop pools that spilled off their high-rise buildings. It was crazy to watch.
When was that really horrible one? It wasn't an earthquake. It was a
The tsunami?
tsunami. Yes, where they were like, oh my gosh, it was terrible. I couldn't even watch it. I was so freaked out.
You know, it's weird. I used to know when that was.
Isn't that crazy?
I only know because I took this natural disasters class and we studied those kind of things. And was it the 2010 one? 2011?
Sounds right.
2011 was the earthquake, tsunami, and this says nuclear accident too. Tsunami, just the tsunami was 2005. I was just reading about the 2010 one. That's fascinating. They refer to it as the Great East Japan because it was over 18,000 people dead.
Mm, 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 mm.
That's crazy.
Right?
I think I remember hearing about that one vaguely too. But yeah, 2005. 2005 was the tsunami or 2004?
Oh, I don't know.
Bethany said 2005. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I was pulling it up and it doesn't want to give me a 2005. It keeps giving me a 2004 and I'm like, Are we sure? I feel like that's not right. But yeah, there's like the National Geographic video and everything, and it was just crazy.
So
Oh, she says maybe it was late 2004. It doesn't matter. It's okay. We don't have to. We can have an idea of when it was, and that's good. We're not Jeopardy today.
Isn't that cute with the little sequins behind there? The little heart, the flower ones.
It's so
And
cute.
the little flower, it's so cute. Put him over here.
She says it's not normal around here. You know I live in a state that has tornadoes, but I'd like to say it's not normal for us to have 3 in 2 weeks, 3 warnings in 2 weeks. That's
Right.
crazy.
You're like, no.
Luckily, we've only had 1 actually touch down, so.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie.
Do they expect to have a bunch of aftershocks still, Bethany, or do they think those have pushed through?
Do you shadow as you go? Am I the only one who does that?
I basic shadow as I go. So like I have your style
Yeah,
set, so
shadows.
I'll hit like foliage or something. Well, not even custom shadows, but like I'll hit foliage or something and I'll put in a flower. But let's say I like if I had your 2 flowers, then I had used the same style because sometimes I'll just hit a flower style because I don't have it set where it
Right.
goes. And then I might go, oh, that one needs a bigger or deeper one or a less deep one. And so I'll fix them usually at the end, sometimes while I go.
Yeah.
But a basic style, yes. In fact, I've been known to even just pull it off the template and just use that style.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, Kayla said she didn't know Georgia had tornadoes. We had one on Monday. It
Aw.
touched down fairly close to her.
She's so close to me now.
Kim, she shadows as she goes with Cheryl's shadows.
And
Bethany
now,
said
before I
there's
forget.
been a few aftershocks. Someone said another earthquake or large aftershock today. We'll see. Hopefully not. I hope you stay safe. I don't like all the weather patterns right now. They're not nice.
So, let's see. Well, he was only 3. Jeez
Ooh.
Louise. How did that happen?
How did he get older than 3?
Yeah, seriously. How did that
Sorry.
happen? I don't know. Make it
Oh,
stop.
I feel you. I'm laughing because I feel you.
Yes, let's see. Where
The
were
kid just
we?
had his 15th birthday, and that's crazy.
That is insano in the braino. Okay, so I'm gonna have to open up Lightroom to look at that. Okay.
Bethany goes, I hate that aspect of living in Georgia. And Sarah absolutely loves that she stumbled on this on Facebook.
Oh, which Sarah?
Sarah Grace,
Yay!
our
That means it's
other late
working,
night
right?
storm girl.
Yes, yes. Okay, let me see if I can find this really quick because I haven't shown pictures of him lately. I think that was on
I'm glad you
the
stumbled upon
15th.
this.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Are you looking for a good recent one?
Yes, I asked him if I could take some pictures of him, and he allowed me to. So I will show you. Ta-da! Can you see him?
Yes. Aww. I love that he let you take you pictures just like you used to.
Yeah.
Your kids look so much alike.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Just crazy. I didn't get any pictures of them together that day. That was at my mother-in-law's 80th birthday party. But I told him, I was like, I haven't taken pictures of you in forever.
You're like, can I please?
And he's just so grown, but he's so sweet. Such a sweet kid.
Aww.
Okay, let's close that.
Grown but sweet.
Yeah, he is very sweet. He comes, usually he'll wake up and come in, and I'm usually in the recliner, and he'll come over and he'll pat me on the shoulder. He'll say, "Hey, Mama." And I'm
Aww.
like, "Bud." I call him Bud or Bubby. But looking at these pictures when he was 3, I'm just like, how is he that little? I just, I mean,
He's gotten
honestly,
so big.
look at that. He's like, oh man,
Aww.
he loved the splashing. This right here, he was lifting up his little feet.
He was in his zone.
He was. He loved it.
Kim says he looks great.
He seems to be very happy these days. Both my
That's
kids
always
do.
good.
So that's always good, yes. That's all you can want for him.
And he's still at the house with you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you've only had one fly the coop. You get to keep the other one for a little longer.
Yes, he'll probably be with us for a little while because he's still not sure what he wants to do, and he doesn't want to um, use the money from his Florida prepaid. Um,
Is that like education or something?
yeah, it's a like
Okay.
fund we put into
Okay.
Florida prepaid. It's just for 2 years, but still, he doesn't want to use it. He said
hmm
until he knows, kind of more what he wants to do.
Oh, I
Um,
don't blame him.
he was like into cybersecurity, and now he's not so much into that, and that's cool. I'm good with it. So
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I wish that we adapted the idea of a gap year a little bit more here as they have in other
Right.
countries, because
Yes.
I think it's healthy. I don't know.
I think it's
I just
very
think about it
healthy.
and I'm like, if we go to school for so many years and then it's like, okay, now you need to know exactly what you want to do. It's like, what? Can I have just like a break before I do that? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Can I just chill out, people?
Chill out.
Okay, that needs to be
I like
changed.
that. Just chill out. Just let me
Chill
be.
out. There we
But it's good that you're
go.
supportive that way, though, because I know some parents aren't super supportive of the gap year because it's like, it's fine. It's not hurting them. They have a lot of
No,
life still.
I mean, I think if we were in a different, I mean, we want him to get like another job because he's not working at Walmart anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so we want him to, do that.
Oh, yeah. And
But,
that makes sense.
but yeah, he, we're like, you help around the house. There's other ways you can contribute to living here besides
Yeah.
giving this money. Okay, I'm telling you, this drives me insane. Did you just see that happen? I made my custom shadow and I click on the corner and I go up like I've always done and it just keeps pulling it. It keeps dragging it. And I'm like, I don't want it to drag. I just,
So I end up with that issue almost every single time they push through an update, and
ugh.
it drives me absolutely insane. Like,
Okay.
just insane. So the last time I finally told them, "Hey, fix this," basically, and instead they did something because they had me do something in it. I don't even remember what it was, and I was like, "Oh, hey, it's working again. It's not doing what it was doing."
Right.
But I'm like, "And now it's doing it again."
Yeah. Okay. So it's not just me because I was like, what
No,
in the world is happening here?
it's not.
This is very, very terrible thing.
And Sarah says, for real, they do grow up so fast in a blink.
Yes, they do. They do. Oh, and did I tell y'all? I'm a grandma.
Oh, you
Well, I'm a pawmaw.
are? Aw.
Uh, yes, he is. Olivia adopted a little baby,
Aw.
and let me see if I can find a picture of me.
I was gonna say, and we haven't had
Mhm.
any pictures yet. Are the rest of you offended like I am? Like, how have we not had any pictures?
Right? Okay, here we go.
Aw.
His name
He's
is
the
Archie Balls,
Archibald. I love it.
and but I call him Archie.
Archie.
And yeah,
Of
Archie,
course.
and he has a little ouchie right here on his little leg, because he was like an outside cat and he was fighting other cats, and he was just like a feral cat, but he was very friendly, and he's super sweet, but he's cross-eyed.
Aw.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's so cute.
He's not just staring at the camera. He's actually just cross-eyed.
Yeah, he's just cross-eyed. He can't
I
help it,
love it.
but he's
That's
very
so
happy.
cute.
Yeah, you can see there his little cross-eyed.
Sarah says, "Oh, sweet kitty."
Yep. So I gotta make a layout. And look at his toe beans.
You know,
Like
Allison
holly
has a kit
bells are
for that
black.
too.
Huh?
Uh, Allison has a kit for that too.
Oh yes,
Kitty.
she does. Yep, I've got that one. No, but he has the little pink feet. He's some kind of Siamese. I thought Olivia might be able to pop in tonight, but she must not have been able to. Um, but yeah,
He's
he,
adorable.
yeah, he's a good boy.
Aww.
All right, stop showing my pictures and get busy here.
What, did we distract you?
No, I distract myself. I don't need any help.
That, you know, I do that too, so I feel that.
Okay, confused a little bit here. Okay.
I like
There
how you
we
put so many photos on this page.
go.
'Cause-
I've kind of been doing that. In fact, let me layouts in progress. These are all my Calvin Ball layouts. And so I ended up using, multiple photos, which I didn't used to do that.
Yeah. Well, but I like, because like I have a lot with like this one that you're scrapping tonight,
Mhm.
where you have like one main photo, but then you have quite a few that are like, I call them near duplicates
Yeah.
because they're not duplicates, but they're the same thing. And I don't need
Mhm.
4 pages of my
Right.
kid looking really cute that one day he was playing in the middle of the mud on his bike.
Right.
Funny story. I actually have very similar photos, only my kid's on a bike with tricycles instead of that, but same idea. That's
Right.
why I was like, no, I really do have these photos. But I don't need 4 layouts of that.
Yep.
But sometimes I struggle to put a whole lot on the page without it looking like, oh, hi, photo overblown.
Yeah. This is probably the most photos I did, I think.
But I really like how you made them smaller so they fit
Yeah.
and they feel united. But because you don't need to see every little detail in the other photos because they are near duplicates, but you still want to celebrate, he looks cute in this one and it's different than this one.
And in this one, I just did like you would get a film strip and cut them apart to give to your friends.
Hmm.
So it's the same exact picture of me smiling. Um, and then this is, that's 3 photos. This is a large with 3 photos. Um, this is actually just one photo, but I framed it so it showed my mom and her cute little slippers she was wearing. She
Aw.
loved those. But yeah, so there's 2, there's 3, there's 5 on that one, just 1 on that one.
I like it. I think it's because I've been doing trips lately
Yeah,
too, and it's hard when it's like, oh, I took 15 photos at this one spot and I don't want, 4 pages or 5 pages.
right. And like this one is kind of the same, you know, almost the same. And I did the same thing where I, highlighted one photo and then that's the pup. She was my first layout. All right.
You know what's funny is when I look at your pictures, sometimes your pages, and I'm like, hey, wait, I think I own that kit. I need to go look and see because I think I own that kit. And if not, I need to add it to my stash.
I really, really love this kit by Tracy Reed. The It was just really fabulous for doing lots of, planner or scrapping. It was
The
just
scrappy
really,
one.
yes, love it. Highly recommend it if you don't have it. And yeah, because this one, even though the photos were much older, I was still able to, you know, it went,
Hmm.
the my
Yeah,
shirt and everything. I was like, okay, I can do that.
I love
Oh,
kits like that just work with everything.
and here's um, a little travel. I go see my aunt that lives about 2 hours away, and that's a good, you know, trip for me because I don't usually have to. I usually stop one time just to make sure I can move my legs. But anyway, I liked that one too, and that was Amanda Yee and I can't remember now. I think it may have just been Amanda's kid, and then Megan's Creations had this fun one about daylight saving time, and I had to use it because I do not like springing forward. I want my hour of sleep back.
I feel that. I feel that.
Like she says, I feel it, I feel it.
I
Okay,
do.
yes. So, okay, let's see if I can trick it. Nope, you piece of Fricka. Do you remember that? It's from some cartoon, and it was a little dog, I think, and he would say, Fricka. He was always muttering. Oh my gosh. It was like an older cartoon to me. So
I
somebody tell
don't
me.
know.
He was always mumbling. Google it, see if you can find it.
Hmm. Just it was like a dog that was always murmuring.
Yeah. And he would always say like fricka something. Maybe I'm totally crazy.
Let's see. One
Because
that
this is
comes
an
up is
important
Muttley,
Muttley, that sounds right.
and he's like an evil. He's got an evil. Looks like he belongs to the evil guy who's wearing like purple.
Okay, Muttley,
Muttley,
Mutley.
M U
Yep,
T
yes,
T
there he
L E
is.
Y.
Best Muttley laughs. Da, da, da. He was sidekick to the cartoon villain Dick Dastardly.
Dick Dastardly. Yeah,
He,
Bethany thought Muttley.
okay, so I think, I mean, he has the little sneaky laugh, but that's,
That's not him.
yeah,
I remember that cartoon. It must have been on reruns or something. How
okay.
weird. It was from something called Wacky Races. I don't remember that name. I just remember that character.
What, what did you say to me?
What did I say to you?
No, I was just reading something
Oh.
to see.
Good night. First
Yeah.
appearance in Seaside, Arkansas.
Okay, so last night I went to my dating album with my husband, and because I've been doing paint by numbers to help with more control so my hands don't shake so bad.
Mhm.
And when we were dating, I bought this huge poster. This is just a picture of the poster, and it hung on my wall for a long time, but it was just markers, and you colored it. So we actually did this together. I did most of it, but he'd play along too. But
That's really
anyway,
cool.
I was like, I remember getting rid of the poster because it was just ragged, it was just cheap old 90s paper, I guess. But I can't find who drew it. I can't. I mean, not like it's going to be some famous piece of artwork or something, but
Did you try like Google Images?
I
Search
did.
it?
I did the Google lens, and it was coming up with some Japanese art that was, more digital, not, and I was like, okay, search for this image from the 80s and 90s. I think we, I think I might have even got it at Spencer Gifts.
At Spencer Gifts. I love Spencer Gifts. You get the randomest things there.
Yeah, you
Okay,
got
at
a lot
least
of other
I
things
get
you didn't
random
want
things
either.
there.
Yeah, there were some eye-opening things in Spencer's sometimes. So be like, "Are you in the back of the store? Get out of the back."
Well, and it's funny because it's kind of like I don't even know where it would belong because you're like, well, did somebody like, how did they draw it? Because it would be pre AI.
Right?
So it's not like somebody just pulled it from AI. But
I don't know.
fascinating.
Yeah. So apparently, I've liked to do, you know, it's things you forget about, and then somehow I was talking to Daniel or Jay about it, and I was like, "I'm telling you, I'm gonna pick this computer up and just sling it Do y'all talk to your computer like that? Listen, straighten up, buddy. You're going to get replaced.
So I
Okay.
did also find a character named Mumbly, and he
Oh,
was on a show called The Mumbly Cartoon Show.
oh,
And I thought, man, they really were creative there, weren't they?
right?
This
Okay.
is what you're getting, and this is what it is. Here you go.
Mumbly. Mumble, mumble,
Mumbly?
mumble. Look at this. Look, he's so happy. Looking
I
at
love
how
it.
his little, that's so funny. That little face. He's like, yeah,
He's like, look at the splashes I'm making. Ha 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 ha
look at
ha.
the splash. Look at the splash.
Look at the splash.
Okay, it doesn't no matter what corner I'm dragging it from.
Well, that's frustrating.
Hmm,
I mean, it was frustrating before, but it's that would frustrate me even more.
okay. So I guess I'm just going to have to start doing. This makes it not very happy to create custom shadows. For heaven's sake. Let's try the sideways one. Nope. And I've tried to like wait for a second or two, like when I hit it, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, let the tool come up, sit here. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm going too fast.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you just need to roll back one
Yeah. Like,
and see if that undoes
stop
it,
it. Stop
if that
doing
makes
it, I
sense.
say.
Yeah, I hate when they break things. I'm like,
I
I
mean,
understand, I appreciate that you try and update things often, but don't break them when you update them,
right?
because that's annoying.
She's like, I don't want that to
I want you to
happen.
stop breaking them.
Okay, and like, I'm not going to put a custom shadow on, well, I probably will on this side, but normally I wouldn't if it's dark like that because you can never really see it anyway. Um, so it's not going to make a big difference except on this edge over here. No, I waited and it still did it. You little. People will be like watching this later going, man, she's grumpy.
Just blame it on lack of sleep. Somehow it's still daylight savings fault,
Yes,
right?
it is. No, it isn't. I just haven't been feeling well. I was telling Courtney, I'm like, I am so sick of being sick or something always being wrong with me physically. It's very irritating.
Yeah. It's irritating when it feels that way too.
Yeah. I'm like, come on, let's move on. There's more important things in life. Do, do, do. So, did I scare everybody away?
I don't think so. Maybe they got distracted.
They're like, what is she doing?
Nah, probably just distracted.
Distracted. Whoa. Mm-hmm. 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 Da, 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 da. You know, I think I am going to get this other staple over here.
So I had that issue. I was trying to see if I could find that for you. Yeah, I had that issue. And yeah, it doesn't. It was last year that I had that issue. Or no, it was the year before. Because it
You're
was
like,
in 2023 that I started having that issue. And it's funny, somebody actually just posted that they're having that issue again.
Oh, yay. Okay. Well,
So,
I'm just going to have to just breathe through it, Cheryl. Breathe through it. Just let it go. Let it go.
yeah. Or, like, I don't know. I think there was enough of us complaining that that's kind of what fixed it last time.
Yeah.
But trying to see if I can find where the person. Yeah, I don't
And
see
now it seems to
what
be
the
working
answer
okay.
was. Yeah, and that was the issue with it, is it happens sometimes, but not all the time. And it was just often enough that it drove me nuts. And so I was just like, don't make me go back again and again and again. Can you please just fix this?
Right.
And so I had found where there was a lot of other people complaining about it too. And I do remember her sending me something, but I was just looking to see, and I apparently do not have that in email or anything anymore.
You were so good about keeping stuff
I usually am.
and
Apparently not this time.
troubleshooting and all that stuff. I'm like, thank God for Courtney.
I'm just really good at Google.
You're like, I'm the Google queen.
So, yeah, Kim says she's still here. Cheryl says she's here, just too lazy to type. That's okay. I feel that. I really
I
do.
feel that too.
I feel that. And then Bethany said the arrows look different when you hover over. She's watching on a small device, but
Okay,
she's wondering if you wait for the arrow to change from black to white or something, if that will make it
let's see.
behave when it doesn't want to behave.
Well, it's behaving now, little stinker.
I hate when it does that. I really do. When it's like, come on, what are you being a pain in the butt for?
Oh, it's so much easier though when it's acting right. It's just very nice.
This also won't come as a surprise to you, but I really quite enjoy having puzzles to solve.
Oh yeah,
So, trying to fix something like that, to me, it's kind of
right.
like a puzzle to solve. So, I enjoy that kind of thing.
That's good. Mm-mm-mm. There's that one. Let's see. A little.
Renee says she's just listening. That's okay. Y'all can just listen.
So Olivia and I have work/scrap sessions, and sometimes we just sit here. Like we can hear each other clicking or tapping or whatever, but sometimes like 15 minutes will go by. Neither one of us will have said anything. And I'm like, okay. But it kind of, I don't know, it just keeps you accountable, I guess, to have like
Yeah.
somebody else there. And you're like, well, can't get distracted. I have to do what I have to do. And it's fun. It's fun hanging out with her. And then I also get to see my grandbaby, my grandcat,
Yeah.
my grandcat.
I love it. It's
Okay,
so
I
cute.
love the scalloped background, but I think I'm going to switch it out because I don't like that white up at the top. Maybe I should just make it a little bit bigger. How's that? Yes, I like that better.
I like it. I like the color on the edges. I was going to say, you make me think of like the song, like, I could watch you breathe. You're like, we just sit there, hear each other breathe, and clickety clack away.
Right. Click, click.
Clickety clack, clickety clack.
And then it's like after you make something, I don't know, there's something so satisfying about it. And like, oh, I made that pretty thing. And also, there's a memory attached to it.
Yeah, that's true. You have the double memory of having the both options. Like, hey, I remember making that, and I remember her being there when I made that.
Yep. My dog's having a fit.
Aw, her poor puppy wanted to hang out with her, and Cheryl was so mean and just wouldn't let her.
'Cause she was gonna be a torment.
She was. She
Yeah, because
was.
she was like, "Uh,
Yeah,
uh,"
she was. She was being quite the,
queen. Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say quite the whiny brat, but
Yeah,
queen
she
works.
was. She was being a whiny brat, and she but she's so cute. She just got her little puppy cut, and it's so well, teddy bear cut. It's so cute on her.
Her
Mm.
little teddy bear cut.
And then because it was a new groomer, and um, so they posted her on their Facebook page, and I was like, "Oh, look, she made it to Facebook.
Aww,
She's so cute."
that's so fun.
Yeah. All
You're like,
right.
aww.
All right, guys. I'm calling it. Can't
Sounds
think
like a
of
plan.
anything else I need to shadow or do, I don't think. I might do something when I do the journaling, which I think I will add on the cloud, which I may add another cloud over here, a little bit bigger.
So apparently my brain's a little more tired than I thought because I went, how are you going to journal on the cloud? Then it won't be on your picture. Like it
But
won't match your paper if it's just randomly in the cloud.
yes, randomly.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Hello, Melissa. How are you tonight? Cheryl is just finishing up, but you get to see the picture.
Yeah, and then
Bethany, we've
it'll be.
missed you too.
I have Miss Bethany.
I know. We miss hearing your crazy stories about school and having to memorize like all the words in no time in other languages.
Oof, Lord, I don't know how she does that.
Very carefully. That's my answer for her, not her answer.
Right.
Oh,
Okay,
goodness.
there. I'll make a third little, because I got to do the three thing.
Because you gotta.
Yeah, well, odds. I like the odds. Okay, well, next month we are going to be on the 1st, May 1st. So is that NSD weekend?
Yes,
Oh, gosh, it's coming up quick.
it is. It is an
Yep, yep,
SD
yep.
weekend.
Okay, so you'll see us same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes.
And yeah, and if you missed any of the previous Watch Cheryl Scrap lives, if you go to the live tab on my Watch Cheryl Scrap page on YouTube, then you can see them there. There's also a playlist for them. So, and this one should go live pretty soon. I'll update with the um, new cover photo on it, but otherwise it'll just be live, ready for y'all to watch. So, well, recorded live. I'll spit it out. All right. I will see y'all next month, and happy scrapping.
Happy scrapping.
Bye. Thanks, Courtney.
You're welcome. Bye.